Hi, my name is Jay Cadmus. I'm a senior manager in Cognizant's organizational change management consulting practice. And today I want to share with you a very simple formula I've developed for making sure that your communications are effective. One of the questions I get from my fellow consultants on a regular basis is how do we ensure that the communications we're doing around these large scale change engagements is really effective and gets people to act in the way we need them to act? This is a process I use for every communication deliverable I create and every plan I develop. And it really comes down to four questions you need to answer. The first is, who is it to? Who is your audience? Where do they fit within the organization? What role do they play in the change? And what's important to them? The second is, who is it from? Who is a messenger that this audience will recognize either for authority or influence and listen to? This is very important because in this day and age, people have a lot of information shoveled at them on a daily basis, and they're making a decision in a split second as to whether or not they're going to pay attention. The number one thing they look at is who the message is coming from. The third thing is, what is the message? At its elemental core, what is it you want to tell this audience? What do you want them to do? And why is it important to them? Not why is it important to the client, not why is it important to you, but why is it important to them? This is essential because in many cases, the message you're delivering on these change engagements is not free ice cream in the cafeteria. It's eat your vegetables or do your homework. And if you want to motivate them, you've got to help them understand how they fit in, what their role is, and why it matters to them. And then finally, what do you want them to do? You should never send an FYI communication. You should always have a call to action at the end of your communication. It could be something soft like prepare for the change, here are some dates to consider, or something harder like prepare your data, go to your training. The problem with FYI communications is they desensitize the audience so that the next time you reach out to them with something you actually want them to do, they're not paying attention anymore. Some other things to consider. First, your key stakeholders, the people that are sponsoring this change. What's important to them? What are their business goals and objectives? What are they trying to get out of this change? This will help you answer a lot of the other questions that you're going to be considering. Audience or audiences. You're probably going to have multiple audiences you need to reach out to, and you'll probably have to do it in a serial fashion. For example, you'll probably have to engage your management chain first and then reach out to the broader audience. Messenger or messengers. Just as you have multiple audiences, you may need multiple messengers. For example, you might want to use a senior leader to activate that management level and then use the managers to talk to the broader audience. Core message or messages. Again, you may have to tune your message depending on which audience you're talking to and what you're trying to motivate them to do. Key actions, activities, and dates. Most change engagements revolve around things like blackout dates, data preparation dates, go live dates, training dates. You want to wrap your cadence of communication around these activities so that you can ensure that you're motivating people to do the things you need them to do at the right time. And then finally, frequency. How often do you want to reach out to your audiences? You need to strike a balance. If you reach out too seldom, you're not going to be able to get them to do the things you need them to do when you need to do them. If you reach out too often, you're going to have them tuning you out because you're talking to them too much. Again, this is a very simple process I use for basically every communication I create. It's a very simple and easy way to explain to your client and derive from your client what it is you need to do to develop your communications. I hope you find this helpful. Please feel free to reach out.